Hero Factory. When I say those two words, what pops up in your mind? Most of you probably think of the Breakout wave of sets, or the Invasion from Below wave. I personally think of the Ordeal of Fire wave, as those sets, especially the villains, started my love for construction figures. While many people consider Bionicle to be their favorite construction theme, Hero Factory is my personal favorite. So that's why in this video I want to discuss the rise and fall of Hero Factory, as well as give my thoughts on each wave. So without further ado, let's get started. Let's start from the beginning. The year is 2010. LEGO is canceling one of their longest running themes and need a new construction theme to take Bionicle's place. And thus, Hero Factory was born. The story of this new universe is simple. There's a factory that builds robotic heroes to save other robots from villains who are also robots. That's the story of this universe, and though it may seem very simple, it's brilliant in a way, as kids are able to inject their own lore into the universe and create their own heroes to fight alongside the heroes we see in the animated movies and comics. So, LEGO has the concept for their universe. They released the first wave of sets, and they were okay. Remember the whole building your own heroes? Well, you couldn't easily customize the villains and the heroes because they all use the same ball joint pieces and the same armor plating, so you can't really customize the figures to your heart's content. The real standout in this wave for me personally are the villains. Each one feels unique and like they're a real threat. Meltdown is able to infect heroes with nanobots and control them. Corridor is able to spew acid from his blasters and corrode heroes' armor, if you couldn't tell by his name. And then there's the big bad of this wave, Von Nebula. Von Nebula is able to create black holes with his staff, which just sounds awesome. We have the heroes. Each one falls into a character archetype. We have Furno, who is the fiery rookie who becomes a hardened hero over the course of the series. Then there's Stormer, who's the veteran who teaches the rookies important lessons of becoming a hero. We have Surge, who's mainly there for comedic effect. And finally, there's Breeze, who is the strong female of the group. For those who are saying that I forgot Bulk and Stringer, then don't worry, as they sort of fall into the same archetype as Stormer, except they're a bit more laid back. These archetypes feel similar to another theme LEGO released around the same time. While this wave was okay, the next wave would surpass the popularity of this wave and introduce a new system for construction figures. The year is 2011. LEGO has heard the complaints of construction pieces breaking and finally gives us a solution to the problem that has been plaguing the construction community for years. LEGO introduced new, stronger pieces that wouldn't break over time. I mean, I'm sure you could break the new CCBS pieces, but you would have to put a lot more force compared to the older ball joint system. CCBS also allow for more customization options, and kids can make their own heroes and villains without fear of pieces breaking. So, construction figures now have a new system, and Hero Factory was the first to take advantage of it with the Ordeal of Fire wave. This time, our beloved heroes will have to face Firelord and his henchmen. Firelord, Jetbug, Nitroblast, and Drill Dozer are attacking a fuel station so they can have all the fuel they want because it's basically like steroids for them. So the heroes go back to the factory, get upgrades, and defeat the fiery criminals. We also get two new heroes in this wave, known as Evo and Nex. While I wouldn't say this is the best wave of Hero Factory, it's my personal favorite, mainly because of the villains. Drill Dozer was my personal favorite, just because he looks so intimidating with that big drill. I almost own this entire wave, as I'm only missing Stormer, Firelord, and Evo, but unfortunately most of them are taken apart or missing pieces, so I only have Furno and Drill Dozer on display at the moment. Overall, this was a really cool wave in my opinion, but the latter half of 2011 would see our heroes fight beasts rather than villains. Savage Planet wave would have our heroes fight different animals, all being controlled by the Witch Doctor. So how would the heroes combat these beasts? By becoming beasts themselves, of course. That's right, peeps. Our heroes are now furries. Heroes' power is based on the animal their outfit is based on. For example, Furno's outfit is based on an eagle, so he's able to fly. Stringer's outfit is based on a bear, so he has increased strength. So on and so forth. This wave was really cool in my opinion. Just like I've said with the previous wave, the real standouts are the villains, or beasts in this case, though the heroes still treat the beasts like criminals, as you can see them locked up in the Breakout movie. Look, all I'm saying, LEGO, is that you may be receiving a few tweets from PETA after this video is published. I digress. The year is 2012, and oh my glob, all the villains have broken out of prison and are creating chaos in the galaxy, and it's up to the heroes to stop them. While the Breakout movie mainly focuses on new villains, we do get callbacks to previous villains like Von Nebula, Drill Dozer, and many more. So it's all hands on deck, and every hero gets their own set during this wave. Normally 2 or 3 heroes will get left out of a wave, like how Evo, Breeze, and Surge weren't in the Savage Planet arc, or how Bulk and Stringer were missing from the Ordeal of Fire arc. This time around, every hero gets involved, even though we don't see all of them in the animated movie. This arc was the biggest in scale, but also in popularity, as 2012 was the peak of the Hero Factory theme. We even had Mark freaking Hamill voice the main villain in this animated movie. My glob, it was exciting. And it gets better. Each set, including the heroes, felt unique. Up until this point, the heroes had very little variation, but this wave completely changed that. Each hero had their own unique helmets, weapons, armor plating, and other attachments such as Furno's underwater gear. The villains were bigger and badder than ever, and we even saw the return of vehicles with Speed the Demon's motorcycle. The sets for this arc were amazing. My personal favorites are Bulk and Core Hunter. Though we didn't see them fight in the movie, they still looked really cool, and the story for Core Hunter was really dark, as he's basically a serial killer who hunts heroes and rips out their cores, which basically is their heart. Even as a kid, I thought the character was dark, but he just looks so cool. So how is Bulk going to compete with Core Hunter? By packing more heat than a squad in Rainbow Six Siege, of course. Bulk is fully armored and is wielding not only a blaster in one hand, but also has a shoulder-mounted blaster that also shoots missiles. It seems like Bulk will be taking the shoot first, ask questions later approach when it comes to facing Core Hunter. 2012 was no doubt the best year to be a Hero Factory fan, and oh my god, Von Nebula is returning to the series. At least that's what I thought when I saw the teaser at the end of the Breakout movie. Little did I know that 2013 would begin the downfall of Hero Factory. It's 2013, and the galaxy is being invaded by evil brains controlling different creatures with the goal of killing heroes and stealing documents, so the villains of this universe could create their own factory. Not gonna lie, this was a big disappointment for me personally. I was hoping LEGO was going to remaster some of the older villains from the first wave of Hero Factory, like Von Nebula, Corroder, and the rest of Nebula's gang. Instead, we got a reskin of the Savage Planet wave, because if you really think about it, that's basically what this was. Think about it, different creatures all being controlled against their will by a villain with the goal of destroying heroes. This sounds exactly like the Savage Planet arc to me, and while the sets are pretty cool, the story just couldn't live up to the hype that Breakout had built up. Invasion from Below would be the final nail in the coffin for the Hero Factory line. This story was yet another creatures invade the city and the heroes have to stop them, except this time the heroes have mech storyline. This story just felt creatively bankrupt to me, as it was another reskin of Savage Planet and we just completely ignored the teaser set up in Breakout. Maybe something happened with the teaser in the comics, but I only read a few of the Savage Planet comics, so my knowledge is very limited in that department. This wave was just disappointing for me personally, especially when I think of it being the final story in the Hero Factory franchise. It just feels like an unsatisfying ending, but that's just my personal opinion. After LEGO had finished this arc, they would go on to cancel the theme and Hero Factory would be no more. I look back on the theme and am just filled with nostalgia. I remember it for the good things like Breakout and Ordeal of Fire, and look over the bad like Invasion from Below. Overall, Hero Factory was a fantastic theme in my opinion. It will be one of my personal favorite themes for a very long time. But this is just my opinion, and I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What did you think of Hero Factory? What was your personal favorite set or wave? I would love to hear your answers. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, and I'll see you in my next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Bye!